everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is I, Alexis. Thank you so much for being here. I've started recording these like Friday nights because I have no life. So I've also got a glass of wine, because why not? It's like the Walmart brand, so it's like $3 from Walmart. I fucking love it. And this is my Iceland cup. I got it when I went to Iceland. Love that place. So, if you can tell from the title, today we will be talking about adult activities. That is right, we will be talking about the SEX. Now, I'm an adult, and I'm assuming that everybody that's watching my content is an adult as well, so I'm only going to spell it that one time in case you've got little kids around and you don't want them to hear about the adult activities. But for the duration of this episode, I will be saying the word in its full entirety. If that, topic makes you uncomfortable, you're in the wrong place, try to get back next week when I'm not talking about that. But yeah, so if you got kids, I will give you a second to herald them away, pause the video, or start it again another time, because I will be beginning. Yes, we're going to be talking about sex, everyone. So, a couple of weeks back on my, not a couple of weeks, maybe, yeah, on my Instagram page, if you follow me there, I posted a reel. Basically said that, like, people ask me how I have sex in the tiny house, and then, like, I posted in my stories, hey, would anybody want to hear about, sex in a tiny house? And then everybody and their mother was like, yes, we do. And so that's why I'm recording this episode. I always start with dirty-ass glasses for some reason, because, who knows? I have Tom and Trisha's gonna kill me. Like, bitch, what are you doing? All of these damn glasses. One moment, people. Yes, okay. So, then that's what I want to talk about. I thought it'd be very fitting, because when this airs, it'll be like Sunday, and it'll be the day before Valentine's Day, so I thought it was going to be a great idea. So, that's what we're doing today. And, this is a real question that I get asked, like, oh, how do you have sex in a tiny house? I'm really not sure why people think to ask this question to people, but they do, and I'm like a really open, honest person, so I really don't care about getting the question, but I do know other people that live in tiny houses that are not very comfortable with that question. So if you, for some reason, have ever thought this and just did not want to use your imagination, don't just go asking random tiny house people how they have sex in a tiny house, okay? Some people don't like it. But anyways, this is kind of just gonna be like a free-for-all shit show episode. Like, I have no real, like, flow or anything. I'm just gonna tell y'all my experience, advice, and then, what I like. That's a really weird thing to say, what I like, what I don't like about it. But you get what I'm saying. It's really good. I like juice. Anyways, so, yes. If you've seen my house, which I'm assuming that you have, I've got tours up on my page, and I've also been on a couple tours on Instagram. You know that I have a loft. Having sex in a loft is as fun as it sounds. It is not in the least bit. I'm very comfortable with myself and this conversation, so I will just tell you up front, I like sex a lot. I enjoy sex. And so I didn't really think this through when I went tiny. Plus, when I went tiny, I was single. And I hadn't really developed myself yet, like, sexually and mentally and all that fun stuff. So I didn't even know that I liked sex until I was in the tiny house, and I was like, oh shit, these two things aren't really going together. But yeah, sex in a loft is not fun, for multiple reasons. One, easiest reason, there's really not that much space up there. I think you could probably get, like, realistically 2 positions up there, 3 if you don't do it on the bed. But then what the fuck is the point, right? Like, this isn't like college. So yeah, there's not really many positions you can get into. So if you're somebody like me that's kind of like some experiment, they'll try all different things, then loft sex is not for you. You're not gonna like it, and then you're gonna be like, why am I gonna spend however long I'm gonna live here having shitty loft sex? So, I mean, obviously it's fun if the person is fun, when you have fun doing it. But, like, it gets old, being in, like, missionary over and over and over again. It ain't the business. It ain't the business. So that's one major flaw about having the sexy time in the loft. The second one is, like, obvious, but I'm gonna say it anyways because why not? You will hit your head at some point. I don't care what position you're trying. You're gonna hit your head on the roof. And it doesn't really lend to the mood, right? Because whoever hit their head is probably going to get a tad bit frustrated, and then whoever didn't hit their head is going to be laughing hysterically. So, I'm remembering it. It's always funny. Now, in my loft, I have, like, sky lofts, like the skylights, so, like, you could, like, put your head in and then, like, kind of eliminate that a little bit, but still, most people don't have that, and so you're gonna hit your head. And then the third problem, that shit is hot. It is so fucking hot up there because y'all know, science, heat rises. So even like when I have a fan up there now, so even when I'm using the fan, like, we're still just drenched in sweat because it's so hot. You're basically up there doing a whole body cardio, everything workout. And it's just fun. And that, you know, I love sweaty men. I do. But like, you know, sometimes I don't want it dripping on my face when we're having sex. You know, that's just to me. Yeah. So, loft sex is not the business. Now, if you were smart, you would get a bedroom on the ground floor. Like, it was a really fun house with a ground floor bedroom, so you don't have to worry about, you know, hitting your head and having sex in a loft. If you are like me and you've already got the loft and now you're thinking, okay, how am I going to have sex? Obviously, the next best option is going to be the couch. And the couch is never going to be as comfortable as the bed because, especially in a tiny house, your couch is just not as comfortable as your bed. But you can do a lot more things because the space is bigger, but the bed is usually smaller, right? So, personally, I have a queen-size bed in my loft, and this is a full, so you can imagine that it's not the same, especially when you're, like, tall. I'm not tall, but a lot of my partners are usually tall, and so there's that aspect of it. And, I mean, I guess couch sex is just going to be the same tiny house and not tiny house, but that's kind of your other option. So, yeah. And then I know the big question is, well, Alexis, how do you have sex with boss in the house? I don't. I do not have sex with boss in the house, obviously. So when me and her dad, no, I said grammatically correct. When her dad and I broke up, it was like 1 month postpartum, so we were definitely not having sex at that point. And this is just me personally. I don't let men meet boss unless we've been together, like, serious for 6 months, and that hasn't happened yet. Mostly because being serious scares me. And then even so, I would never feel comfortable with, like, having sex with boss here because it's not her dad, and that would just be really, really weird to me. And I'm definitely not having sex with her dad. So, I don't. But if I was, like, if some miracle happened and me and her dad had stayed together, I've got this whole shit planned out. So I'm gonna set the scene for y'all. So, and this is how I imagine, like, any couple with kids in a tiny house is having sex, if they have a loft, right? So I'm imagining that the kid is going to be up in the loft, and the parents are having their activity, their horizontal hokey pokey on the couch in silence, like a college dorm room. And I would, like, get, like, a tapestry and put up if I could. Just in case, like, you know, they peek their head up. They're like, Mommy, Daddy, what are you doing? Then they're not scarred for life while you guys are, like, you know, boning on the couch. But I imagine that's how that goes. In silence. And like, another thing to consider is tiny houses are not at all insulated the same way that, like, traditional homes are. So I'm sure, like, the components are the same, but my house is for sure not even close to as soundproof as a normal, like, a traditional house is. Like, literally, if I have my windows up, just one window open, right? And my sister has her window open and she, like, shouts, I can literally hear her. And so if you're not living out in the middle of nowhere and you're, like, having loud sex, everybody and their mother's gonna hear you. If that's what you're into, totally cool. You know, bitch, don't kill my vibe. But just something to be aware of if that's something that you're not into. But anyway, back to this made-up story of mine. So, yeah, I imagine that, like, your kid is just going to be in your loft and you're on the couch, or the kid's on the couch and you're in the loft. Now, if you're like, okay, but what if you have, like, a ground floor bedroom and the kids? I'm imagining it's going to be the same way, but quiet. you know, just like deadly quiet. So yeah, that's how you have sex in a tiny house. It's pretty much the same as a normal house. You just don't have any of the fun moves, and you can't be loud unless in the middle of nowhere. So, if your sex life and experimenting and trying new things is important, a loft-style tiny house is probably not for you, because you won't be doing much of that. Yeah, I can't imagine anything else I would say on this topic. But we do it. Obviously, I had my tiny house before I had my child. So it happens. You just gotta use your imagination, y'all. Use the noggin of yours. I love it. So this was a bit short of a video because I'm tired. But thank you so much for being here. Next week, maybe I'll actually, talk on something educational regarding tiny housing, but I thought this would be really fun because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So thank you for being here. Again, I feel like I just said that, but whatever. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and check that out at This Tiny Journey. I usually share things there daily. I'm really fun there. I'm a hot mess. Like, it's this, but like more, right? Because I'm on Instagram. So do that. I technically have a podcast that I've been really bad with updating. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get back on that. So you can also check that out. The same name, This Tiny Journey. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Oh my god, I almost forgot to tell you. This has nothing to do with this episode, but today is my last day at work. Oh my god. Yes, if you don't follow me on Instagram, again, I quit my job like 2 weeks ago, so today was my last day, to finish up my master's and to build up my businesses, because that's what I want to do, and this 9-to-5 work, it ain't the business. And like, I hate to say that, right? Because it's not, because when people hear that, they're like, oh, you're just lazy, you don't like to work. I love to work. Like, I'm a single mom in a master's program. I know how to work. I work hard, but I don't like to work for something I'm not passionate about, right? Like, we only have one life, and it makes no sense to me to live it every day, waking up, thinking to myself, I fucking do not want to go to work. Like, I would literally get to work at 10 o'clock, and I work from home, so get the computer put up at 10 o'clock, and then by 11:30, I'm like, Jesus, peace. I'm like counting down the hours, and that I hate living like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm very, very excited, so you can follow that journey as well, because yeah, I share everything. So yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful Valentine's Day. Oh, I love Valentine's Day. It's my favorite holiday. Thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.